1920, the year of the Great Election. It was a year of social unrest, political tension, and economic uncertainty. And out of this crucible emerged a new president, Warren G. Harding. On November 2, 1920, in a resounding victory, he was elected the 29th President of the United States. But it wasn't just another presidential win. This election was a pivotal moment in American history, marking a clear shift in the nation's political landscape and aspirations for the future. Harding's campaign, centered on the simple yet powerful slogan "Return to Normalcy," captivated the American public, offering them a way out of the complex problems they face daily. So why did Harding win? What was the significance of this landslide victory, and how did it shape the future of America? We'll delve into the factors that led to this monumental win, exploring the political climate, the candidates, and the profound impact this election had on the course of American history. The path to the White House for Harding began with the tumultuous events of the early 20th century. Following the end of World War I, the United States found itself grappling with significant challenges. The war had taken a heavy toll on the nation, both economically and socially. Demobilizing troops and reintegrating them into civilian life became a daunting task. And the economy, heavily involved in war production, struggled to transition to peacetime footing. Adding to the complexity, a deadly influenza pandemic swept across the country, causing widespread illness and further straining public resources. Furthermore, a sense of uneasiness and fear gripped the nation during this period known as the Red Scare. The fear of communism and socialism infiltrating the United States led to a series of government actions that aimed to suppress radical political organizations. This atmosphere of uncertainty and anxiety created a public sentiment that favored a more traditional approach to governance. Amidst this challenging backdrop, Warren G. Harding emerged as the Republican candidate, offering a return to normalcy. Born in 1865 in Blooming Grove, Ohio, Harding's political career had been steadily progressing. He began as a lawyer, then served as Ohio's lieutenant governor before being elected to the U.S. Senate in 1914. By the time he ran for president, he was already well respected in Republican circles. Harding's campaign was notable for its simplicity and focus on a single, easily memorable theme: return to normalcy. This slogan encapsulated the desires of a nation seeking stability and a departure from the complexities of the previous years. Harding promised to end the involvement in complex international affairs, reduce the size and scope of the federal government, and restore a sense of normalcy to daily life. His running mate, Calvin Coolidge, chosen to balance the ticket geographically and ideologically, became known for his famous quote, "The chief business of the American people is business." This sentiment resonated strongly with voters who were looking forward to a renewed emphasis on economic prosperity. Harding's main opponent was the Democratic candidate, Governor James M. Cox of Ohio. Cox, a prominent figure in the Democratic Party, was closely associated with President Woodrow Wilson, the outgoing president. Cox's campaign was overshadowed by Wilson's controversial decision to seek the USS entry into the League of Nations, an international organization aimed at preventing future wars. Wilson's advocacy for the League was a significant point of contention, and it became a liability for Cox in the election. While campaigning, Harding frequently criticized the League of Nations, arguing that membership would drag the U.S. into European conflicts. This stance appealed to a public that had grown weary of the entanglement in international affairs following World War I. Furthermore, Wilson's decision to ignore public opinion on this matter fueled anti-League sentiment and contributed to the negative perception of Cox's candidacy. In addition to foreign policy, Harding's campaign focused on other key issues such as taxes, tariffs, and government spending. Harding advocated for lower taxes, particularly for corporations, arguing that such reductions would stimulate economic growth and prosperity. He also supported higher tariffs to protect American businesses from foreign competition. These pro-business stances were attractive to many voters who believed that the government had become too involved in regulating and taxing the economy during the preceding years. Moreover, Harding pledged to reduce government spending and generally limit the scope of federal government activities. His return to normalcy platform implied a desire for less government intervention in various aspects of daily life, which resonated with those who felt that the progressive era reforms had gone too far. Finally, Harding's campaign addressed the issue of immigration restriction. At a time when many Americans were apprehensive about rapid industrialization and urbanization, Harding's support for limiting immigration appealed to those who wanted to preserve what they saw as the nation's traditional character. As Election Day approached, it was evident that there was a strong undercurrent of change running through the nation. The election results on November 2, 1920, were nothing short of decisive. Harding's victory was one of the most significant in American history. He won nearly 60% of the popular vote, securing 400 for electoral votes to Cox's 127. This landslide victory demonstrated the overwhelming desire for a new direction in national politics. The return to normalcy had triumphed over the progressive ideals that had dominated the previous decades. The election of 1920 marked a clear break from the policies and approaches of the Wilson administration. Voters had grown weary of Wilson's focus on internationalism and his handling of the post-war period. Harding's victory signaled a desire for a shift in foreign policy, a move towards isolationism and a redirection of attention towards domestic concerns. The Republican takeover of the presidency also had significant implications for the future of American politics. Harding's party now controlled both houses of Congress, setting the stage for the implementation of its agenda. The Republican-led government wasted no time in enacting policies that aligned with Harding's campaign promises. Harding appointed pro-business individuals to key positions and quickly moved to reduce government spending and taxes. These measures aimed at stimulating economic recovery and fostering a climate of financial growth. The focus on domestic issues continued with initiatives to protect American industries through protective tariffs. This economic agenda was designed to address the concerns of a nation still reeling from the economic challenges of the post-war era. Furthermore, the Harding administration's commitment to isolationism became evident in its approach to foreign policy. The U.S. Senate's rejection of the Treaty of Versailles and the League of Nations underscored the nation's reluctance to become entangled in European affairs. Harding's administration built on this sentiment, emphasizing non-interventionist policies. In conclusion, the election of Warren G. Harding in 1920 was a pivotal moment in American history. His victory on the platform of return to normalcy signified a profound shift in the nation's political landscape. The landslide victory resulted from a confluence of factors, including the challenges posed by the post-World War I era, the allure of a simpler, more traditional way of life, and a desire for change from the Wilsonian progressive agenda. Harding's presidency marked the beginning of a new era in American politics. His landslide victory was a testament to the desire for a more isolated foreign policy, a renewed focus on domestic prosperity, and a rejection of the complexities that had dominated the previous years. The election of 1920 not only ushered in a new president, but also established a trajectory for the nation that would profoundly impact American society, culture, and politics for years to come. Thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about fascinating historical topics, please subscribe. We've got plenty more videos coming your way. Thanks for watching.